In my daily life as a nutritionist, I get to encounter most women who are concerned about their kids' health. And they'll be like, Jemima, can you look at my kid? Could it be Kwashiorkor? Sometimes I just get laugh at it. Anyway, what is Kwashiorkor? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jemima Egesa, clinical nutritionist, and today I want us to do a series on malnutrition. So part 1 of the series, I'll start with Kwashiorkor to help you know what Kwashiorkor is, how can you diagnose Kwashiorkor when you're there at home. So kindly join me. Kwashiorkor, to define briefly, we can just say it is a nutritional disorder that usually affect people of all ages, because children and adults can be affected, but mostly it affects kids, especially those ones who are under 5 years of age. Most cases of Kwashiorkor are seen in areas that experience extreme starvation or famine, or those areas that are usually engaged in wars because they have limited access to enough food, sufficient food, and especially that one that is rich in protein. So Kwashiorkor in children will affect their growth and development. Kwashiorkor is a very serious disorder, especially if it affects kids. They will experience low immunity, such that any small infection will put them down. In case these kids have wounds, they will not heal quickly. So, and Kwashiorkor also affect major organs like the liver and the pancreas that are involved in producing chemicals or enzymes that can aid in digestion. So in such a case, you'll find most kids who have Kwashiorkor will have digestive issues, and the end product of Kwashiorkor actually is death if the complications are not treated on time or there's not timely intervention. So it's really a concern that every mother or caregiver there at home should put measures that will help in prevention. The main cause of Kwashiorkor is a diet that lacks sufficient amount of protein. So you'll find mostly in Kenya or other developing countries, like our neighbors there in Uganda, the main staple food of the kid is mainly composed of carbohydrates and it lacks proteins, or these proteins are introduced late in the baby's diet such that they do not get a maximum benefits as early as possible. A diet that lacks essential vitamins and minerals and also antioxidants, the compounds that usually are beneficial in helping the body, preventing the damaging of the cells. So a diet that lacks antioxidants, vitamins and minerals may also lead to Kwashiorkor, malaria, measles or HIV, and others that can compromise with the immune system can also lead to Kwashiorkor. So Kwashiorkor the main cause is diet. Kwashiorkor will have extremely emaciated appearance of all body parts except the ankles, the feet and the belly. In such a way, there's fluid accumulation in these parts. And when you try to assess a person with Kwashiorkor, the first thing that you notice is that either their limbs or feet, both of them are swollen, and they are also their ankle or the belly. The belly is distended because there's accumulation of fluid, and this one results from either because there's low levels of albumin in the blood and there's too much sodium. There's too much sodium retained in the body, therefore causing accumulation of fluid. So to assess a kid with Kwashiorkor, you either use your thumb, so you will try to squeeze, or let me say to pinch, to apply pressure on their limbs for some time. So if you release the hand, it will take like 1 to 2 seconds for the skin to bounce back. So because there is accumulation, that's what we call pitting edema. Edema is just the swelling of both the limbs. Then these people will be extremely fatigued and irritable. They are very angry. These kids if it's a kid, they don't joke around as easily as possible. Then there is another symptom that you will notice at home, like diarrhea is also one of the signs of Kwashiorkor. Another symptom to check out for Kwashiorkor is looking at the hair. The color will resemble that one of rust, and if you pluck off the hair, it is easily plucked off, or it's easily lost, or it just drops off. Yeah. Then when we look at the color of the skin is usually thin. It can easily peel off, and it's sometimes other areas are very darker, hyperpigmentation, what we call dermatitis. So that's another common symptom to look out for kwashiorkor. Apart from the enlarged potbelly or the abdominal distension, the edema, that is the swelling, the diarrhea, fatigue, irritability, then the skin changes and the hair change. Sometimes those kids with kwashiorkor will have what we term as a moon-like face. When you look at their cheeks, they are very prominent and very shiny. So the face, the round face, will resemble that one of a moon. Kids with kwashiorkor will also present with poor appetite, and their growth and development is usually affected. Most of them, when you check at their height, they are usually stunted. So they will also have psychological issues or mental issues. Like we've seen, they are usually angry most of the time. So management of kwashiorkor it takes some time. So most of the kids usually succumb. My main focus today is to teach you as parents or a caregiver there at home on how to identify kwashiorkor and prevention before it reaches a point where we have to tell you as health workers to admit your kid in a facility for them to be managed. It's usually an extensive period, like even more than 1 month, so it's that serious. Diet plays a major role in managing kwashiorkor. So in this case, we've seen that a diet that is low in proteins and antioxidant may lead to kwashiorkor. Provide a diet that is high in proteins, and this one, the sources of proteins can be found either from animal proteins and plant-based proteins. Animal proteins will include lean meat, we have the milk, we have the eggs, we have the fish, the liver in such a case, and all others, all types of fishes. Then we'll have plant-based proteins from all legumes, including the kidney beans, the lentils, the ndengu, and all that. So you can't include all that. Then a diet that's lacking antioxidant. This one we can manage by try to incorporate a balanced diet in every meal that you're preparing there at home or for your kids, especially for those moms who are starting or beginning complementary feeding. So a balanced diet will incorporate foods from all the 5 food groups. And here we are talking about the carbohydrates, the proteins, the vegetables, whether they are dark leafy vegetables or other vegetables, non-starchy vegetables will be included here. We'll have all types of fruits. Then we will have oil, healthy oils, whether they are from the avocado, the canola oil, the olive oil will be included here. The peanut butter will also be included here. So then we'll have sugar, without forgetting sugar, but in limited amounts. So for you to benefit, you have to give balanced diet, and you have to give variety of foods. That's another point. As much as you're giving a balanced diet, like I give an example, in the breakfast you prepared your rice with beans, with vegetables, and gave a fruit. Then at lunchtime you're going to give the same meal. No, that's not variety. You're looking at another component from the same group. Like if you gave rice, try to interchange it with either maize or ugali or chapati. Then choose another source of proteins. If you gave beans in the morning, you can also give your animal protein. So that's what we are terming as variety. Give variety of foods, giving a balanced diet. Give vegetables. Make sure that these kids or any person is consuming at least 3 servings of vegetables per day. Then variety of fruits per day, at least even 2 to 3 servings per day. Variety of them, whether it's avocado, watermelon, pineapple, banana, apple, and all that. So try to give variety so that you know the antioxidants, you get all the protein. Timely management of infections such as malaria and measles is very important. If your kid has not received all the vaccines, make sure that you take them to a health facility. They will be immunized. For there at home, you can, for those ones who are coming in malaria endemic areas, try sleeping under a treated mosquito net. And also there's also an immunization for malaria. So make sure you visit the nearest health facility for that. Try to prevent also things like diarrhea and all that may lead to loss of nutrients, vital nutrients, vitamins and minerals from the body. So timely treatment of infection is very important in managing malnutrition, whether it's kwashiorkor or marasmus. It's always my pleasure to give you nutritional information about health-related issues. And I can't thank you enough, both my new subscribers and those ones coming back. Your feedback is always appreciated. I have been your favorite nutritionist, Jemima Egesa. Meet me next on another episode of Malnutrition, where we'll be talking about marasmus and other related complications. So thank you so much. Until another time.